I kept saying how God and, spiritually, my biological father is no longer, with us. He's guiding me to go back to where it all began, And the thing is that, if you are following these travels, this journey I'm on, save yourself a lot of gas. You know what I'm saying? Save yourself a lot of traveling, save yourself a lot of going back in time, It's not the path I chose, it's a path that's chosen for me. And the thing is that I went back and I needed to see, you always hear me talk about my love for basketball and things of that nature. And I needed to see, go back to that time because I wouldn't say I was my most powerful, I was my most becoming. I was coming of age. I was hungry, My eyes, I was like a little kid that was just, opening it up and just taking in wisdom from all sources. And the thing about it, man, I played with older guys, you know what I mean? And these guys had families, you know what I mean? They had jobs, specific type jobs and whatnot. And, basketball was their release and, they had their basketball family, which was us, So everybody would, meet at the court, man. And thank goodness it was quite a few of us to a point, it was a lot of what we call ups. I mean, somebody got the next game, they get to choose team and whatnot, And so it was kind of a family atmosphere, and I had all these different mindsets, like laughter and things, like jokes, and everybody got to know each other, weaknesses on the court, you know what I mean? You might get, if you have a bad game, you might get your feelings hurt a little bit, you know what I mean? But it was all part of the game. But, what once was. And I remember that the court still, stands today. It does. However, that particular goal that we shot on, no longer exists. That particular goal. And I seen, last time I was there, I seen some of the one or two of the other goals. And, you could see where they took the time to really saw through it and take that post down and all those different things, right? What once was. And with that post, each one of those goals that they took down what once was. And that's how our life is, And as they have sent me back to where it all began, to make me, start all over again from within, And the thing about it, I had taken the last year or so and really worked on myself. I've grown. I'm definitely not the same person at all. I've grown so many ways, my eyes open to so many things. I almost would say I'm my most wisest, but I wouldn't say that just yet, but I see things I never had seen ever before. And, things you kind of wish you say, man, wow, if I'd have known, and, what once was. And so when I seen those, sawed off spots, that was where once a goal stood, and guys were playing games and, releasing their minds and, sometimes forgetting their troubles or, sorting some things out or just having camaraderie, you know what I mean? It made me think. We have to create, I always say, create your own bubble, especially in a day and time like this. You create your own bubble. And, I realize now it's more imperative than ever to create your own bubble. What once was. It's not about trying to get back anything. See, one thing about me, I'm proud of myself in the fact that I've never tried to be younger than I am, ever. I don't even look at age. Age doesn't even exist to me. You know what I mean? And I do know there's a line. I've never crossed that line, never going to. So that much I do acknowledge. But other than that, time, man, is time. It is. And so it's what you do with time. It's what you do with your seconds, your minutes, you know what I mean, your hours. That's what only thing that counts. And, you know, and believing in oneself. It's all that matters, man. It's all that matters, you know, what once was. And I can at least be proud to know I never let go of that part. I never let go of that, you know. It just, sometimes you run into certain circumstances that may, you know, really throw you back, you know. Can hit you like a tornado. Throw you so back, so far back. You know, just like you look at what's going on now in the climate world. I'm sweating a little bit. I'm going to go and get this towel. But it's like you look at what's things that are going on, you know, in the climate world now, you know. And you look at now flooding going on, you know, all in Vermont, you know, tornadoes and, you know, LA, you know what I mean? All these weird happenstances of things that are going on, you know, and we have to adjust, you know, we have to adjust, and we have to know, you know, that what once was sometimes may never be again, Nobody anticipated those events to be occurring, and yet they're occurring live right now as we speak, you know. So what do we do, you know? What do we do? How do we, you know, bounce back, if per se, for somebody like myself, for instance? How do you bounce back and be strong and be, you know, the powerful you, stand tall you know? I'll be honest with you, I got a plan. Trust and believe. I have a plan. Does that mean, you know, that my future's secure? No. My plan revolves around, you know, individuals. I'm looking for specific individuals to carry out my plan. And a plan of success, a plan of joy, a plan of happiness, all wrapped up into one. And, you know, again, stand in my own bubble, stand in our own bubble, and, you know, have a life. Have a beautiful life, man. And only thing I have to do is make, you know, those whom I seek to see the vision of where I see it. What once was is what is now. Meaning what we do right here and right now will one day be what once was. I want to create a beautiful what once was. And I want to make sure that those in my circle that I'm creating, you know, see that what I'm building is going to be a beautiful what once was, you know. And you may see it maybe in some of the material things, you know, the outcomes and things of that nature. May see it in various ways, you know, we're losing our lighting here. So, you know, may see it in various ways. But the point would be that, you know, believing and knowing, you know, what once was. Can never turn the clock back. I'll be honest with you. If you really gave me a choice, if you really say, hey, okay, I'm going to give you a choice. You know, the guy say, look, I can either turn the clock back and you could do things different, or, you know, I'll kind of make sure that I'm with you in everything that you do going forward. It'd be a hard choice for me. I'll be frank and honest with you. It'd be a hard choice for me because, you know, I've always, you know, either had happiness at my disposal, but I did not know, or I just didn't have knowledge of certain things that would have led to me having permanent happiness. So it's hard to just walk away from knowing, you know, what, you know, could have been, or these different things, you know. I'm not talking about living in the past, you know. I'm talking about just if God just said to be right now, he gave me those two choices, you know, obviously you want him with you in your journey going forward. I have enough confidence in me, myself, and the fact that my beliefs in him and, you know, my beliefs in those that are going to be in my circle, because I've learned what a circle is, what strength of a circle is, and how to have a strong circle that you can count on for the rest of your life. I've learned, again, I'm not the same person. I'm not the same person. Just like me growing in love, just like me growing in wisdom, just like me growing in heart and soul and knowledge, and what's junk, what things are in us are junk, and what things in us, could be pure at heart, but still could be junk. Have to be very careful. Got to be diligent. Got to be kind of, sometimes trim the fat. You know what I mean? So what once was. So it'll be a hard choice for me. I'll be honest with you, it really would, because I sometimes do want, the happiness of, the times that I came through my portal of life. Even today. That's me being frank and honest. At least I'm being honest with myself, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, I have a plan, man. I have a plan. And it all came back to them sending me back to where it all began. Sending me back to where it all began. And that's when it came to me. This thing, And it solves all of my problems in one whop. All of my problems in one whop. The circle. Me having to make do things on my own, always. Everything, every aspect, it covers every check mark, and so it's just a matter of how am I gonna pull it off, how am I gonna sell it, and how am I gonna, have 4 individuals believe in something beautiful of what can be, what is, and what would be a beautiful once was, So, got a plan, man. We're going to see how it all unfolds and everything. And but in the meantime, it really kind of took me back to see those posts. When I looked back, I thought about it. And I remember when I seen that took the time to saw it off, you know what I mean? And with that post and that goal that they took down, went something beautiful of what once was, So keep our eyes on the prize, man. Keep our minds focused, and we have to be aggressive about what we want in life and believe always, and we can always take solace in knowing that we didn't give up who we were inside, even in our weakest moments, in our most desirous moments. We didn't give up who we were inside. And, that's always going to be something to build on. Always, So, this is your boy, The Imperfect Myth. And as always, man, wishing you great happiness, wishing you great joy. And get a chance, check out the Nobody Show. Talk to you guys later on. Stay up, stay beautiful.